as we celebrate the greatness of our God.
The morning at Fellowship Church began like any other Sunday, filled with anticipation, joyful songs, and the familiar hum of people gathering to worship. Pastor Charles Jenkins stood at the pulpit delivering his sermon with the passion and energy that had inspired his congregation for years. His voice carried warmth, authority, and conviction, drawing people into the message as only he could. But on that morning, something shifted. It began subtly. His voice quivered slightly, and he gripped the pulpit with more force than usual. For a moment, those closest to him assumed it was simply the emotion of the sermon. Yet within seconds, the unexpected happened. Pastor Jenkins faltered and collapsed. Chaos erupted around him as congregants rushed forward, trying to comprehend what had just occurred. The sanctuary, once alive with song and celebration, transformed instantly into a space of shock and concern. People gasped, cried, and called out for help, while others fell to their knees in prayer. It was a moment that seemed to stretch time itself, and the congregation felt the fragility of life in a deeply personal way. Immediate response. Within moments, trained medical personnel among the congregation sprang into action, checking Pastor Jenkins and helping him safely while ushers tried to calm the crowd. Phones were dialed to 911, prayers were offered out loud, and members of the congregation leaned on each other for support. In what felt like only a few minutes, paramedics arrived, carrying a stretcher, and the pastor was carefully transported to the ambulance. The atmosphere shifted from celebration to solemnity. The energy of worship had given way to anxious silence, punctuated by whispered prayers and supportive embraces. Outside the church, flashing lights from the emergency vehicles highlighted the gathering crowd. Members held hands in prayer circles, murmuring heartfelt hopes for their pastor's safety. The hospital vigil. At the hospital, Pastor Jenkins was immediately placed under close medical observation. Though details were initially sparse, the church received confirmation that he was alive and in stable condition. His family remained by his side, steadfast in their support, while church leaders rotated visits and worked to provide comfort to the anxious congregation. His wife, deeply concerned but composed, requested privacy while urging everyone to continue praying. Every small sign of improvement, a blink, a slight movement, a moment of awareness, became a beacon of hope for those watching and waiting. Yet the doctors reminded everyone that the next hours were critical and patience was essential. The congregation's reaction. Back at Fellowship Church and across social media, the news spread rapidly. Videos of the sudden collapse circulated. Hashtags like #PrayForJenkins trended, and messages of love and encouragement poured in from all corners of the country. Fellow pastors, gospel artists, and community leaders sent heartfelt notes, sharing prayers, encouragement, and reflections on the impact of Pastor Jenkins' ministry. The outpouring of support was overwhelming, demonstrating the deep connections he had cultivated over years of service. People gathered outside the church with candles, singing softly, and standing together in a shared hope for his recovery. Families embraced one another, drawing strength from community in a moment that reminded everyone of the power of collective faith and care. Conversations about leadership and well-being. As the initial shock subsided, a larger conversation began to emerge. Beyond the immediate concern for Pastor Jenkins' health, discussions arose about the pressures and expectations placed on leaders in ministry. Some suggested that he had been working tirelessly, preaching, traveling, attending meetings, and participating in various church commitments without taking sufficient time for rest. Congregants and colleagues reflected on the hidden burdens carried by those in leadership positions, acknowledging that even the strongest leaders have limits. The incident became not only a story of personal health, but also a moment for the church and community to examine how care, support, and balance could be better integrated into ministry life. Reflection on the community's role. The pastor's collapse served as a reminder of the importance of community in sustaining both individuals and organizations. Church leaders began private discussions about succession planning, temporary replacements, and ways to ensure the ministry could continue while Pastor Jenkins focused on recovery. It prompted a broader reflection on shared responsibility, the need for empathy toward those in leadership, and the understanding that one person cannot carry an entire congregation alone. The event sparked meaningful dialogue about how members could actively support their leaders, not only through prayer but also through patience, encouragement, and practical assistance. Messages of hope and gratitude. While concern and reflection were widespread, hope continued to grow. Fellow ministers, artists, and leaders in the gospel community encouraged followers to join in prayer, celebrating the positive signs of Pastor Jenkins' awareness and responsiveness. Small gestures, a movement of a hand, a whisper of recognition became moments of profound significance. His family, church leaders, and congregation held on to these signs, finding comfort and assurance in the continuity of his presence and spirit, even amidst the uncertainty. These moments reminded everyone that hope often resides in the smallest of signals and that faith can sustain through the most difficult hours. A community united in care. Outside the hospital and across social media, the community remained steadfast in its support. Prayer chains, worship concerts, and messages of encouragement created a network of care that spanned the country. The event illuminated the way a community can rally in times of crisis, offering tangible and emotional support while also reflecting on deeper lessons about balance, humility, and collective responsibility. Congregants not only prayed but also participated in conversations about the expectations placed on leaders, encouraging a culture of empathy and shared stewardship. The pastor's health became a symbol for broader lessons about caring for those who guide and inspire others. The bigger conversation beyond the immediate community, the story of Pastor Jenkins, became a reflection on resilience, responsibility, and human limits. It sparked discussion about the challenges faced by leaders in high-demand roles, whether in ministry, business, or public service. People began to consider the importance of pacing, rest, and emotional well-being. Leaders in various sectors acknowledged the need to balance dedication with self-care, understanding that sustainability requires acknowledging vulnerability. Pastor Jenkins' experience, while deeply personal, became a catalyst for a wider dialogue about how communities can protect and support the well-being of those they admire and depend upon. Encouragement for the future. Pastor Jenkins' words, even in brief moments of awareness, carried deep meaning, expressions of love and gratitude for the church he served. These messages underscored the importance of connection, communication, and emotional honesty within communities. Congregants reflected on the value of expressing appreciation, supporting one another, and cultivating resilience together. Church leaders embraced the opportunity to rethink systems of care, ensuring that future ministries and initiatives were structured in ways that supported sustainability and shared responsibility. The story became not just about a single individual, but about how communities respond to challenge, nurture their leaders, and grow stronger through adversity. A lasting impact. In the weeks that followed, the church and broader gospel community continued to hold space for reflection, prayer, and learning. The incident became a reminder of the fragility and strength inherent in human life, the interconnectedness of community, and the profound effect of collective support. Pastor Jenkins' recovery, while ongoing, served as a source of hope, gratitude, and renewed commitment for both the congregation and the larger faith community. Through this experience, the church embraced a deeper understanding of care, empathy, and the shared responsibility required to sustain meaningful leadership. Lessons learned. Ultimately, the story of Pastor Charles Jenkins' Sunday collapse was not defined solely by fear or uncertainty, but by human connection, faith, and resilience. It highlighted the importance of rest, emotional honesty, and community. Support while inspiring conversations about leadership, responsibility, and sustainability. The experience demonstrated that even in moments of vulnerability, there is opportunity for growth, reflection, and strengthened bonds. For the congregation and the broader gospel community, it became a story of love, hope, and the enduring power of faith, a reminder that challenges, when met with unity and care, can create lasting change and deepen understanding.